If you come out of a pandemic a stone heavier, then you're doing better than millions of people around the globe who are not coming out of this at all, and really is putting on some weight the worst thing in the world. I think this one is also relatable to so many people. I am eating a lot more during the lockdown. How do I stop this habit?
Well, I think one of the key words there is habit. It is something to watch out for,
Okay.
and I think a lot of us are in the same boat. I think, and some stats came out about it as well, that we've been eating more or even drinking more
Yes.
because of what's going on. And again, it's one of the few things we can actually do when we go shopping is food and booze, because they're one of the few things that are open. So I think what people are noticing is their habits have changed. So they might be eating stuff that normally they didn't eat, or they might be eating more often throughout the day because they can't really go out and say, up until recently, they couldn't go out and get their coffee.
Yeah.
So they'd maybe have more coffee at home, and then they'd eat snacks with that. So the watch out is, how have my habits changed is the real question to ask. So am I eating more often or too much? And am I counterbalancing that with the exercise I used to get? Because when we went to work, we got our steps. We got out. So we've lost a lot of that exercise temporarily. So therefore, what I was eating, I'd burn off to a large degree. Now I'm not burning it off so much because I'm not getting my exercise. So it's about what was I doing before that I need to get back to?
Okay.
So what was my eating routine that I just need to get back to that was fine? And what was the exercise that I was doing that I can start to bring back in? But it's again, the other side, it's not about feeling overly guilty at the moment around, oh dear, I'm putting on some pounds. I think loads of us are actually. But it's about also saying, well, what can I do more often that will help counterbalance that until we get through this?
Because I've been seeing a lot of stuff on social media. God, I'm starting to think that I need to be on social media a bit less, but I'm seeing a lot of things on social media of people saying like, oh, I'm going to be like 50 stone heavier when I come out of this. And it's kind of triggering a little bit because, it's fat phobic in a way that I don't think is helpful, in the sense that if you come out of a pandemic a stone heavier, then you're doing better than millions of people around the globe who are not coming out of this at all, and really is putting on some weight the worst thing in the world. Now, this person has asked, how can I stop this habit? So they obviously want to stop the habit, and so your advice is really helpful. But I wonder, is there anything to be said for just giving yourself a break?
Yeah, I don't think it's the time to feel overly guilty.
Okay.
And funny enough, guilt is part of the grief and loss process. So it's interesting it's coming out that way.
Yeah.
And then if you come back to that person and her wanting to change her habits, a good way of changing habit is, first of all, to be aware of it. And when you're going to go need something or do something you don't want to do, and this could be cleaning as well. There's lots of people obsessing about cleaning. So if you don't want to keep on driving that habit, do something else. Do something else in that moment.
To distract
Distract you, yeah. Whether it's get out even of the house and go for a walk, or connect with somebody, or if you've got kids, play with the kids. Just do something in that moment. But you're quite right. I don't think we need to be so hard on ourselves. We're all trying our best. And an interesting thing I was just thinking about there a moment ago. Again, I mentioned that humans are very, very creative. So what was the first thing we started to do when we were locked down? Bake. Like, create something. Whether it's cakes or buns or bread, which look fantastic. I've seen some of the pictures of people who haven't been baking in a long time suddenly baking. The challenge though is that we eat all these great goodies. But what we're doing is trying to be creative and do something worthwhile with our time. So we're very natural.
To have a purpose.
Exactly.
All-purpose flour.